XCR375 here, and just doing a video. I'm sure a lot of people that watch my channel are well aware of what's going on right now with additional people being arrested that were at the Bundy Ranch 2 years ago, and also the Oregon mine and the Oregon standoff and the Oregon mine, the Sugar Pine mine, and also the stuff that was going on up in Montana and so forth. Um, Pretty simple in my mind. They're coming after people. Period. Plain and simple. Typical tactic, you know, that was used during before the American Revolutionary War. Stuff is repeating itself. This is all leading up to another Lexington and Concord type of thing. They are pushing people and so forth like that to see what happens. They're rounding up, key people. They're doing a decapitation move on organizations. Key people have been rounded up. How many of you, rally behind Cliven Bundy and his family? I did. I posted videos and so forth and supported them. And, since when has protesting peacefully, armed or unarmed, um, become illegal and they can slam your ass into the prison system? Well, what they're using is the old 1870s law of conspiracy and stuff like that, which was put into effect after the Civil War. It was supposed to be taken off the books, but it never was. So it's just a pretty much an umbrella under everything to get everybody and everything. So, friends of mine have been contacted by the feds and stuff like that. Um, been interviewed. They've been interviewed and stuff like that. Um, since when has it become a crime or be suspected of a crime for exercising your rights? Um, Especially at the Bundy Ranch, where open carry is totally legal and everything, because it's in an open carry state. Uh, it's happening, people. I think we have just a short amount of time and so forth. And like I've said in other videos, I think a lot of these organizations have been infiltrated by people to marginalize them and stuff, to marginalize the organization and so forth. Um, there's going to be nobody left to stand up. They're picking people off. They're picking off key people that people follow, have a lot of say so. So everybody says keep your head on a swivel. Well, what the fuck is that going to really do when they come for you? Seriously, you really expect to get a fair trial in this system, especially the federal system? You have a federal judge who works for the system. You have a federal prosecutor that works for the system. Okay, you've got federal agents that work for the system that are corrupt just as much as the system. You have, the lawyers that work inside the system, whether it be private lawyer. And let's not even go down the public defender. Do you really think a public defender is really going to defend you since he works for the system? Please, give me a break. Everybody is behind Trump. I like what Trump has to say and everything, but you really think the system's going to change? No, it's not going to change. I like Trump. I like what he says, and he's definitely shaking up both parties. It's just not the same old freaking reality TV show bullshit. But back to what I was saying about the system. You really think you're going to get a fair trial in the system? No. The feds are hunting down people that were there that were just protesters. A friend of mine asked me, well, how do they know these people's faces? I'm like, well, they got drones, they've got the news media, they've got people that are spotters, which all they do is just take pictures of people that are protesting and so forth. So this administration has just gone completely rogue and out of control. Not even the administration, government, period. Correction on that. You know, 2 years ago, huh? 2 years at Bunkerville, this happened. So, you know, and it's like you got the BLM agents pointing their weapons at the people that had their sidearms and stuff holstered and so forth at the protesters. Really? That's an assault. It's not battery, it's an assault with a deadly weapon. Those federal agents are the ones that should be fucking prosecuted for that shit. Or whatever the hell they were. Mercs. So, anyway, it's coming, people. Some people say weeks, some say within 6 months. I don't know. I definitely would probably say within 6 months something's going to happen. I don't know. I mean, they're already starting the decapitation moves against these organizations. Um, yeah, I think the law that they're getting everybody under is conspiracy to impede a federal agent. Well, holy shit! That's just like might as well throw the kitchen sink in there too. Anyway, everybody on the YouTube and everything like that's into being prepared and so forth has been talking about this and telling everybody to get prepared and so forth and stock up and so on. Well, you know what? It is. You're at the 11th hour and 55-minute mark. You need to get yourself stocked and supplied. So, you live in a big city, you definitely need to have your ways out of the big city. Or you're going to need to have a freaking fortress in order to keep everybody out of it. So, it's not looking good. We're probably looking at another Lexington and Concord type of situation. All it's going to take is the feds to raid one of these patriots' houses, and the patriots start shooting back at them, and then it's on. That's all it's going to take. Because you know what, you're not going to get a fair trial in this court system, federal court system, state court system, county, whatever. You're not going to get a fair trial. Everything is designed to benefit the court. Judge works for the system. Prosecutor works for the system. Your attorney's involved in the system. If you can't afford one, your public defender is paid by the court system. Then people say, well, jury nullification. Great idea, but how many of us that are actually awake get on those freaking juries? I'm in my 40s. I've been to jury service 3 times in my whole entire life. 3 times. People that are awake, how often do you actually end up going on those trials? My percentage is extremely low. I'm all for jury nullification. If the law is unjust, yeah, I'll make it a hung jury. Flat out. Despite if people want to go home and stuff. I'll convince, hopefully, the other jurors the same thing. Otherwise, it's going to be a hung trial. If there's overwhelming evidence that the guy's a child molester and he just raped like a 5-year-old kid, oh yeah, and so forth. Yeah, I definitely convict his ass on that. So anyway, but if it's trumped up charges, like this conspiracy shit that they got the Bundys on and they got the other people that were arrested yesterday and today, yeah, jury nullification. Because once your ass is in the federal system, you're going to be fighting it the rest of your life. I mean, the Bundys are just a perfect example of it. They're picking up the whole entire family, and it's a vendetta on from the federal government. So, it's just man. I mean, 2 years ago, who thought we'd be here with people getting arrested and stuff for exercising their rights? So, I think everybody needs to come to terms with that. Everybody needs to make their decision. Where's your line in the sand? If they come knocking on your door, what are you going to do? You going to go quietly? What are you going to do? Because you surely as hell ain't going to get a fucking fair trial inside of this system these days. Period. Really sad, actually, but it's the way it is. You know, the thing is, people say, "Oh, I'll just bug out and go to my bug out location." Well, eventually they're going to get around to getting to you too. They're going to get around to getting to you. So it's like, what do you do? This is the same thing that happened back in, pre-American Civil War. I mean, Revolutionary War, and this is exactly what Hitler, Stalin did too. They did this type of crap also. So anyway, I'm going to cut it here. Um, get ready, people. It's coming. Anyway, XCR out.